Hello everyone. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then subscribe to this channel. Welcome to Gaze into Cinema, a story of love and enticement. In the core of a clamoring city, where the racket of trade muffled the murmurs of the breeze and the voices of the divine beings, there stood a sanctuary devoted to the god Adar. Adar, the supporter lord of the city, was worshipped by its occupants as the watchman of their thriving and fortune. For ages, they had revered him with intense commitment, offering supplications and penances in order to acquire his approval. In any case, in the midst of the rushing about of day-to-day existence, there prowled a shadow, a murmur of uncertainty that waited in the hearts of the loyal. It started unpretentiously, with a passing look at the icons that enhanced the sanctuary walls, their structures made in the similarity of Adar and his heavenly brethren. By and large, these sculptures were images of worship and devotion, yet for other people, they addressed something else. Among the people who held onto such contemplations was youthful Kale, a talented craftsman whose hands were as skilled at molding earth as they were at using a mallet. He had experienced childhood in the shadow of the sanctuary, looking as the unwavering rushed to its entryways, looking for comfort and salvation. In any case, profound inside his heart, Kale felt a stirring of discontent, a yearning for more than simple images and ceremonies. As he worked away in his studio, designing earthenware and knickknacks for the dealers who went through the city, Kale ended up attracted to making something really superb, something that would catch the essence of the divine in a way that simple words and pictures could not. He longed for sculpting an icon of Adar unlike any that had come before. A masterpiece that would inspire awe and reverence in all who beheld it. Yet, as he contemplated this ambitious undertaking, a voice whispered in the depths of his soul, reminding him of the sacred prohibition that governed his people's worship. You shall not make for yourself an image through anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. For a long time, Kale wrestled with his conflicting desires, torn between his longing to create something truly great and his reverence for the ancient laws that governed his people's faith. He sought counsel from the elders of the sanctuary, hoping that they could provide him with guidance and wisdom in his time of need. However, the elders, bound by tradition and duty, could offer him little solace. They warned him of the dangers of pride and egotism, of the folly of attempting to capture the essence of the divine in human form. They reminded him of the sacred trust that had been placed in their hands, a trust that demanded humility and obedience above all else. Yet despite their warnings, Kale could not shake the longing that burned within his heart. He yearned to create something that would transcend the limitations of mortal imagination, something that would stand as a testament to the boundless creativity of the divine. And so, with heavy heart and a sense of dread, he set out to begin his work. For days, Kale toiled tirelessly in his studio, pouring his entire being into the creation of his masterpiece. He sculpted and molded fervently, his hands guided by a vision that seemed to spring forth from the depths of his imagination. And as the days turned into nights and the weeks into months, the icon began to take shape, its form emerging from the clay like a phoenix coming to life. However, even as Kale poured himself into his work, a sense of unease gnawed at the edges of his consciousness. He could not shake the feeling that he was treading on dangerous ground, that his desires were leading him down a path from which there could be no return. And as the icon neared completion, he found himself plagued by doubts and fears that threatened to consume him whole. One fateful evening, as Kale put the finishing touches on his masterpiece, he was visited by a vision unlike any he had ever experienced. In the depths of his dreams, he beheld a figure of radiant beauty, its form bathed in a divine light that seemed to emanate from within. "Kale," the figure said, its voice like the gentle whisper of the breeze, "why do you seek to capture the essence of the divine in human form? Do you not know that such endeavors are fraught with danger, that they lead only to excessive pride and egotism?" Kale trembled at the figure's words, his heart heavy with guilt and shame. He knew that he had strayed from the path of righteousness, that he had allowed his ambition to cloud his judgment and lead him astray from the teachings of his people's faith. And as he gazed at the icon that stood before him, he felt a wave of revulsion wash over him, a realization of the folly of his actions. In that moment of clarity, Cale knew what he must do. With trembling hands, he smashed the icon to pieces, reducing it to nothing but a pile of mud and dust. As he watched the fragments scatter to the wind, he felt a sense of peace wash over him, a sense of vindication that he had not known since the days of his youth. From that day forward, Cale vowed to dedicate his life to the service of Adar, to honor the sacred trust that had been placed in his hands. He returned to his studio, his heart light and his spirit renewed, ready to begin anew the work of creating beauty and wonder in his world. And as he worked away in the days that followed, he knew that he could never again stray from the path of righteousness, that he would remain faithful to the sacred prohibition that governed his people's worship forever. Thanks you for watching.